Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bazaar. It is Vanessa Day here today. So we're gonna go to see what we can get up to. Vanessa, you know, she's got a lot of strong things on this patch, despite what a lot of people think. Is she gonna be the most consistent character? Usually not. However, obviously the thing that many people are playing, which is going to be kind of like the Poison Dooley, the Ray Doolies, it does fall over to, like, heavy damage, right? So how do we get heavy damage? I don't know, man. It's a difficult time sometimes, and sometimes it's very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the bolas, because it actually does do quite a bit of damage right away. Obviously, it has the ammo situation. Ammo weapons, in general, got nerfed a bit. Bolas did not. And I thought bolas were already pretty good, honestly. So the other thing that got nerfed was port. And I have kind of found that if you combine the nerfed weapons with the nerfed port, they combine together to make a pretty good build usually. So that's definitely one of the options. Revolver was, I'll call it a buff, right? It was 4 seconds, now it's 3 seconds, but when you crit, it only reloads 2. So it doesn't fill itself up all the way. I consider it a buff, though. A 1 second decrease down to 3 seconds makes it a very tempting pickup for Vanessa. I also think that Shark Claws is not too shabby. So I'm going to grab this, and I think we have ourselves like an okay starting board. We're going to want to ramp some crits. Like, there's a couple things here and there we're obviously going to want. Could go for the Poison Fang, so we have like a use for our poison vials if we find them. Like, that could be a beneficial thing. Getting Toxic Fang, especially on like a weapon run, I don't mind it. Just less wasted loot items, right? If we have a thing that can take our cinders, a thing that can take our poison vials, there's a decent amount of There's a decent amount of random loot in this patch. And I'm going to go ahead and just widen my board out if I can. I cannot. I was going to say, a guy can dream. Shark Claws would be wonderful. You know, let's grab the double barrel. I think Katana is probably going to be better, but, like, let's just grab this for now. Let's go ahead and slap in... I think we'll slap in the Toxic Fang instead of the Revolver for now. We'll keep the Shark Claws for, like, a little bit of scaling in case they have a little bit of scaling. We're not going to throw in the double barrel. Bronze double barrel, like, hands in the air, bronze double barrel has never been good. Like, that is just true. Bronze double barrel has always been bad. So they did hard level to 2 here, which does put me in a spot where we do have a little bit of fear with scaling. However, we're breaking through, and then now we do kind of have to rely a little bit on the poison. We've got more poison on them than they do on me. However, we obviously have the extra issue of their shielding that is going to get in the way because this will come down to the storm. They've got a little bit more poison than I... Come on now, man. Calculated. Calculated. All right. That was... They had, like, a completely decent to good board. All right, so we are going to want to absolutely take all no pain, no gains we see, likely. I usually think it's going to end up being good for us. I also, you know, we're going to be looking for ways to squeak out damage here and there. So how do we do that right here? I mean, we could just try and make it even wider board, force another level. Try and win the early game so we don't have to play for late. The other option is, yeah, looking for some weapons here. Though, if we do end up going for a port angle, which I don't know if we're doing that, we could rock a cannon. Like, that could be our thing that takes cinders. Like, that's obviously quite useful. Cutlass is just very good. Does double crit damage. It's just a good weapon. Whenever you crit haste an item for a second, adjacent items have 15% crit chance is also something we could play with. I don't know, man. I'm going to take the Cutlass to just diversify a little bit. Just a little bit. And we'll do a greedy check on the weapons. Okay, so musket is actually kind of legit. It's so expensive now, though. 50 damage with a 100% chance to crit whenever you burn reload this, but like 100 damage pretty reliably is very good. That being said, we obviously bought a lot and cost 8. I think we just have to say aw shucks and say we move on from that.
You'll be back.
All right. I'm going to fight him. I'm not going to take the skill. I'm not going to take the skill if I get the skill. I'm not going to take the skill if I get the skill. We've been getting it so much, and I'm feeling bad about it, man. I am the Tent City Mayor. That being said, new patch, maybe we have new luck. Maybe we actually don't get augmented weaponry for the first time. The cycle is broken. Temp shelter. That doesn't have a damage number on it. Bye-bye. So we can look for some small items. I really like the idea of leveling up, especially while we have Shark Claws. A wider board is very useful. Bronze Tier Junk can be a way to squeak out a little bit more damage. Something like Feather's not bad. Sunderer is frankly not bad, too. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. Got a lot of stuff here. And not a lot of thought about how to use said stuff. I think that, throw the feather out. That much I know. What do I want to get the 4 damage boost? Obviously, it can go well on double barrel, like, but it's, I don't know, it's weird, because it's like, am I keeping it? Probably. Get an extra second slow on the bolas. And since we're about to hit a day crossover here, I think we go ahead and do a reroll. Grab the knee brace for more value in the future. From cooldown reduction stuff, there's a poison upgrade, there's a damage upgrade, and this is going to be weird. I'm going to grab the poison, because I think 2 poison actually ends up being fantastic. And then I'm going to throw in the Sunderer to reduce enemy shield items by 5, because especially on some Dooleys, that could end up being good. Whenever you crit, reload 2 ammo, mostly just because it's fast there. All right, so we have a pretty good amount of in-your-face damage. We just hit another level up, so we have the wider board. A lot of Dooleys, I was going to say, yeah, a lot of Dooleys do go for that wider board. And look at this. Look at the Sunderer. Okay, it's not going to probably end up mattering because we're frankly just doing numbers upon numbers. They obviously have the Brick Buddy. However, he fell over. My man just fell over.
Without strength is a sword without a blade.
HP is HP, and HP is interesting. Non-weapon items are non-interesting. Gunner is a great call. First time you crit, freeze an item. Gunner is a great call, though. It just increases the longevity of our double barrel and our bolas before we find a better way to solve that problem. Burn skills. We don't have any burn stuff right now. I'm just going to take the 4 gold and smile. And then I think we keep Cutlass here. We're going to go for the Flame Dancer because they have a bronze fiery Cutlass. And if I have a bronze Cutlass, I have nothing that proves that we're more likely to get the Cutlass. But since we have a bronze one, this is a bronze one, it would upgrade to silver. It feels like it happens a little bit more often.
See that plank?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't think that, like, don't take that as tech or anything. It's probably, like, purely anecdotal. But it feels like when you have the thing that could be upgraded, because it is so rare, right? Like, you need a bronze Cutlass when you get to the fight with that bronze Cutlass. If you have a silver one, you can't get that Cutlass. It's just not in the loot table anymore. I don't know. So that's a great Cinders target for us. We go to weapons, looking for an upgrade. Gotta be honest, Trebuchet is fantastic and the right call. And I'm not gonna take it, because I just want to try and prove that we don't need it. But it's a very, very good call. We got some medium items, we got some spare change. Wouldn't mind a Shark Claws. So Doc's event is still in the game. It was nerfed a little bit.
thought it was weird.
But I think we're going to go ahead and just slap in the Fiery Cutlass. We're going to look for No Pain, No Gain. We're going to take that sucker. And frankly, otherwise, upgrading Shark Claws is not too shabby either. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 70 damage. Technically 80, 90 damage because these are multi-strike on our first go-around. It's pretty extreme, not to mention the crit. Obviously, the health loss is bad,
We're out to defeat
but
the king,
the only, weakness of the Dooley build right now is in the first, 5 seconds, it takes a little bit to become a thing, right?
Next time, boys.
That's the big flaw. That's the big flaw.
All cannon, no
But
ball.
you can exploit that. All right, what do we got? Potentially XP. We could go for a push into that some more. I don't have enough money to buy a silver tier medium. So with that in mind, we're going to push more XP, looking for even more No Pain, No Gains. And for the same reason, we're going to be going to the docks with the star chart. Do we beat the Blood Reef Raider? I think we do. I think we're going to have more issues against PvE than PvP right now. Unless we happen to fight like an uber tanky pig. But there's not a ton of those. Yeah, see, this is actually relatively close. We don't have another shotgun blast, but there we go. I came here in case we could get a crow's nest. Shield potion.
Empty chest, waiting to be filled.
All right. And this right here is why I like having a burn item and a poison item on a weapons run, as much as it seems maybe irrelevant. There's so many loot drops, and it's hard to find, that's why Toxic Fang, I like it so much on this run. It has a 4-second cooldown on a small weapon. Frankly, already beats par, right? It gets the poison as well. That's nice. Less wasted value. It's just quite beneficial. I do think we take gumballs. 1, 2, 3, just to make up for my empty spots. Okay, so that's 1 damage. We do not want to see yellow gumballs. We want to see a lot of blue gumballs. Okay. It's not too bad. Potential value. More likely value.
Trust me, kiddo. You want to buy this before you
First time you burn, freeze is a great call. 4 more burn is 8 more burn, you know? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. As much as that seems crazy. As much as that seems crazy, the freeze is important and everything, but
You should know. I'm a big
hopefully I'll just get
legend.
it later at a higher tier. And we will keep on going with this early game dominance angle. I don't see any cool LEDs here, which makes me feel very, very happy. So we got 30 burn on.
You fall like a boulder. I
All right.
flow like a
Weapons, potentially a great call. Experience, potentially a great call. Experience is more chances at no pain, no gain. More chances at cinders, sharpening stones, loot drops in general. Weapons give us a potentially good roll as well. I wouldn't mind upgrading Shark Claws. I also wouldn't mind replacing Shark Claws with Figurehead. Which, I guess, you know what? I guess I could do this. If you don't know which one Figurehead is or what that is, that's this one. Aquatic items on the left have their cooldown reduced, which is something. But very importantly, this part right here on this patch is huge. Weapons on the right have, at Diamond, plus 100 damage. This was one of Vanessa's potential old Zug-Zug strats that was not touched at all. So, that's a really good way to get boosted damage now in a patch that is, believe it or not, slower. It's hard to believe it, but it is true. This patch is slower. So, as much as I do kind of want some weapons,
My battle days are over.
yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably going to come over here and be disappointed. I'm going to put the throwing knives in my backpack. They have been nerfed, but they're not useless at all. Whenever you crit, charge this 1 second. It's still good for that instant flurry of blows kind of action. I'll get the grenade. We're gonna think about it. We just want these in my backpack in case we get more board-wide buffs. Sure. I'm gonna take just the free chocolate bars here. And then this is where it's a little bit weird. I don't know how much HP does Barnes & Noble have. Let's go ahead and check. Day 5. She's got 1,300 HP. It's pretty high. I'm going to go with Sabretooth. We have the potential to get Diamond Fangs, which would be really good. Worst case, we'll probably get a Pelt. We cannot get Shiny Fang, as far as I'm aware, because we already have Toxic Fang. So we have a Fang. They are different Fangs, but they're still both Fangs. They have different enchantments on them. So we can't get it because they're different rarities. So we're either getting the Pelt or we are getting the skill. Sell the Pelt. No pain, no gain. HP is a myth. Never heard of it. Income? Never heard of it. We're going in here with just as much weaponry as we can. No augmented... Let me also tell you, you've seen how many small items we've sold today. If we had augmented weaponry, this is, like... It would have been even more free than it already has been so far. Figurehead could be at Barcoon. I think we just take the skills. There's a lot of useful skills that we could have. Gunner helps us in a situation against, like, a pig. Otherwise, we could take Final Dose. I think I like Gunner in case they just happen to have a little bit of tankiness. The truth is, if we get to a 4th shot on Double Barrel, we've probably lost. But now we have a little bit more flexibility. We could also even consider throwing in like the grenade instead now. It has a higher chance to crit, a little bit of higher damage. But like, there are some Dooley builds that do just get shut down. I'm going to throw it in instead of the revolver since it has... Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's just gotten more crit because of the... Yeah, never mind. That makes sense. All right. I think we just leave it like this, because if there's like a duct tape in there, a lot of times there's... there can often be like a really annoying duct tape placement that messes you up. But they also usually don't have very high numbers on it. Okay, so we should have swapped it out, but that's a hindsight thing, right? We do see a monitor lizard, which means, frankly, we're happy. We want to see a monitor lizard. This is why I went this build right now. Because the servers went down for a little bit for maintenance. Came back up. I figured people were probably going to hop right on and play some lizard. This pays for itself. Quite literally. Give your leftmost item 2 max ammo. I'm going to be a little bit weird, and I'm going to throw that into the throwing knives, which have now become like a legitimate real item. Like 7 ammo. If we can keep this in our inventory and let it get more no pain, no gains or like board-wide buffs, or we get like a figurehead, then it's really a real item. Sell a weapon to gain 20 max health. None of this is quite useful here. Like, I don't really care about just this getting the upgrade. All right, your items have a crit chance for every weapon you have. Yes, please. Man, old weapons Vanessa could take down the Lich. It was one of the few that actually could. I don't think we do. But that's not really a symptom. Frankly, that's not a symptom of Vanessa being too weak. It's a symptom of why the hell did they buff the Lich? Why did they buff the Lich? I don't think I want to try that. I just don't think it'll work. Same deal. We cannot get the Obsidian Fang. It's just not possible. So I'd be looking for the Eagle Talisman. Aggressive could be okay. Whenever you use a weapon, give it 4% crit chance. Broken Shackles would be weird. Pelt is nice. I'm not going to say no to $6. Upgrade your leftmost silver tier item. So I actually think at this point, since we haven't found the silver upgrade for Shark Claws yet, I'm going to go ahead and just say, hit me with that shotgun upgrade
This will
and check out
inspire
some
the
medium
crew.
stuff. We definitely don't care about cannon anymore. Fiery Cutlass just basically took its job. Whenever you win a fight, this gains a value. Your weapons have plus damage. Is Lockbox... I've never considered Lockbox to be a real item. The passive thing on the top is great and all. The thing on the bottom seems terrible, because you need to have it on the board. Give Lockbox a... I don't know, like an active. Like give it a bad... Just like a bad, stinky active. Langxian. Far too late. Large items. I could go for Crow's Nest. I think it's a valid angle. But there's some really good charge skills. First 5 times you crit each fight, charge an item by a second. I think that we want to go for that. Do we throw everything down except for the throwing knives? The other option is, of course, getting Oceanic Rush. But then I'll feel kind of like I'm a little bit more beholden to keeping Shark Claws, and I don't love that. So I'm gonna go for Alacrity. It's very good. We're gonna just do a stupid thing there. First 5 times you crit, charge an item. We do just care about that right away. It's Mr. Toxic Guy. We care about the first few seconds. That's most important. This helps us with those first few seconds. We will generally know if we have lost or not at that point. So they got the Shark Claws instantly frozen there. Okay, goodbye.
Bring her about. I got another salvo in me.
Not even the, Okay, so the Jellyfish Clamor was to get instant haste for instant trebuchet. I don't know. I don't know about that one. We are pretty poor. And if we're pretty poor, I think we go to the docks, even though we did get rid of the... Of course, we immediately found it. But give me a weapon. Armadillo! I don't know, man. How do we use the Armadillo on this run? I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Bazaar Con, get the 2 XP, I think. Small items could be interesting, but leveling up is even better. All right, I think I'm delusional. If I think I can beat the Radiant Corsair with this, though. Joyful Jack, obviously, remains always a good choice, no matter what, just in case you get lucky with Rapid Thaw. When your opponent freezes your items, reduce the duration by a second, especially when we're worried about beta rays, which are very frequently found on this patch. Dooley's small ray item that freezes small items. I got excited.
We barely got our flags up.
We'll take it. You never know if we get like a good enchantment. Do we take another no pain, no gain? I think we do. I think we take them all. We balance it out with like some bronze chocolate bars, I guess. Upgrade. We could even go for Jules Cafe, but I think B1, B2 is a good call. Another 12 damage. Another 5 damage. Does it get crit chance too?
The blade, the quicker the fight.
Okay, it gets bonus crit chance too. It doesn't show that.
More raids, more bounty.
It's 24 more damage. But I do think I'm going to be putting in my throwing knives is the thing. I could replace something else that costs 2. I could replace the Shark Claws and run an empty, which feels pretty Giga Chad. The thing that's annoying is we have to buy a Fiery Cutlass. We can't just buy a Cutlass here. It's giving me a copy of my stuff, which means I have to buy it as Fiery, which is unfortunate. It makes it twice as expensive. So with that in mind, 16 bucks for what equates to 24 damage per swing, because it does obviously go twice. That's pretty good. It is pretty good. Does it gain burn? Doesn't say it does. Why would it? Okay, but this has 30% crit. It has 23 crit on it already. 19. I'm going stupid style. I'm going stupid style.
Now this
We're going to just look for another small item. I think that we are
My fight isn't with you.
I think we're good enough. It's dumb. I think that if we could have gotten an upgraded shark claws, which I guess we would have had to just forcefully... Oh. You have an obsidian trebuchet already? What the hell? What's even more what the hell is that I beat you? How did you find an obsidian trebuchet? It's day 8. Because that wasn't lifesteal from anything else. That was literally just an obsidian trebuchet. We're poor. We do need to find another item. I feel like I wouldn't mind, like, holsters would be a good one slot in here. Vanessa's amulet would be as well if it wasn't bugged. I don't think they fixed that when the servers went down because it was just a maintenance thing. This could be bolas. It is most definitely not bolas.
Who built me? Who put me in this shop? I try not to ask such questions.
So we don't have a whole lot of cash. I am going to go ahead and just get whenever you use an ammo item burn 2. Helps us with that right away burst. Robo Bouncer has 2,500 HP. I think we're fine, but what does Robo Bouncer have that we would want? Laser pistol's okay, I guess. Pulse rifle. Cyber securities. Do we beat it? Do we beat this guy? We do, right? I'm going to click it. Let's find out. Let's limit test. Let's just limit test. I'm not confident about this. It's like, our biggest enemy right now is HP pools, but I think we clear those. Like, having the extra burn sources is... Oh my god, do we clear it. Great. Great. Vanessa's dead, guys. We got a laser pistol. We take those. Is it great? Not really, but I'm happy to have it. So we have poison, burn. Again, this is why I would be going for burn. That's 6 burn on Fiery Cutlass that we would have lost if we did not have a target for it. And we don't care about HP, man. Again, we'll know. Leftmost item has +2 damage when you buy a weapon, increase it by 3. It's much worse than old Iron Sharpens Iron for this build. And it's already quite late, so I think we go for Alacrity and just say... I hope that we just steamroll. Burn item for Econ is okay. We're kind of just trying to, like, absolutely steamroll, though. And with that in mind, 25 damage on our weapons is pretty good. And I'm really happy we did it. A pig, even though it's a pig that has lost half of their games, a pig is still a scarier target for our build. What the? They have a restorative land scraper? That's not good for us. That is not good for us at all. And yet, if anyone was going to count, bringing the freaking rocket launch on the pig is so wild. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's kind of Giga Chad. So burn skills could be interesting, obviously. Could finally pick up the freeze on burn, which is a very good skill. Could obviously get like leftmost would be the most value, because the upgrades aren't quite as good as just getting a whole new fresh one for Final Flame and like whatever the other one is, Last Flame or something. No, Final Flame and something Spark, Initial Spark. I don't know what it is. But the leftmost burn has 4 or 6 or whatever. Could be good. I'll click it. Whenever you burn, your items gain 2% crit chance is really cool. Oh, you had to hit me with the higher value one. Whenever you use your leftmost item, burn 2. Whenever you use an ammo item, burn 3. I think this is worth it. I think that's worth it. I think that we are pushing for an initial destruction, and therefore 25 damage across the board is good. Therefore, no pain, no gain is good. Weapons platform. Day 9. There is, let's see. Keen Eye could end up being good. This is a golden laser pistol, you can tell from the border. Uzi would be, well, I mean, at this point, the unfortunate thing is no pay, no gain does still leave you wanting to, like, just, keep your weapons. Which a lot of the stuff they've been going for has been to pivot out of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if no pay, no gain eventually goes. Why did I click this? I didn't check the HP pool. 3,000, we should be fine. I wouldn't mind getting the laser pistol.
See that plank?
Coolant.
Walk it.
Alright, freeze skills. On crit, freeze has a really, really high ratio. If we could find that.
Poor creature.
First time you poison freeze, we do have a poison. First time you slow freeze for 5. You know what? Let's take the paralytic poison just because it's funny. It's funny that we get value out of it. 10 regen, I don't really care. Medium items, I don't really care. I'm going to buy 5 gumballs. Like, if we high roll... I was going to say, if we high roll 5 blue gumballs, we're pogging. Okay, so we're at a pretty decent amount of crit here. This is a Dooley. I like that, obviously. There are some Doolies that we wouldn't want to see, but frankly, not many, right? There's not many Doolies that I'm scared of. If they have on start of combat effects, that's what we really wouldn't want to see. Do they have Beta Ray? Not sure. But yeah, we eat monitor lizards for breakfast, frankly. That's exactly the build we want to see.
I paint my ship
The reason I can say that with such confidence, monitor lizard builds they're OP. That is just true. They are overpowered. I don't have enough money for this to be worth it. However, in order for them to function, you can't really spend a lot of your board space on defense. A lot of the tools that you need to make a Ray build work or a Monitor Lizard build work requires you to not run defenses. Or if you do, you are greatly slowing down your board. I think we just take the shotgun damage up. Like, it'll greatly lower your strength. But that means you are also very susceptible to this board. The reason why it's been working so well is most people aren't running this board because everyone, everyone on Reddit, everyone in the Discord, all that stuff is saying these boards are bad right now. They've been nerfed. But what they should be saying is I can't play them exactly the same way as I used to. You can play them similarly is the thing. Numbers have been nerfed. You just got to be a little bit more strategic with your slot in choices, right? Like, I got a lot of activators here is a big key component. We have a burn activator, we have a slow activator, we have a poison activator. All on relatively quick cooldowns that also have damage. Like, Toxic Fang is you're not going to find it very often. You're not going to find it very often, but I think that if you find it and you're on Vanessa and you kind of have a weapony start, I'm not going to say it's the go-ahead to, like, go all in. It's not that good to just go for everything on it, but it's nice. It's really, really nice.
That means it's treasure.
So there's an upgraded Shark Claws.
Really?
But we can't really go for that. Awakened District has how much health? I can't imagine. I can't imagine Awakened District makes sense. 7,000. That seems stupid. That seems stupid and bad and dumb. Like, very stupid and very bad and very dumb. All right. So just in case this ends up being a flawless, let's see what the heck this does against this. How much damage can we get done here before the attack comes off? Not enough? Not enough. Oh, it's so close to being enough. It was for fun. So yeah, we should go for Boss Hero in that situation.
My will gets stronger.
We could take a 1,100 shield here for completely free. which is a weird one that I actually kind of like. I was hoping we were going to get another skill vendor after that, though. Kind of looking for an upgrade. Yeah, unfortunately, since a lot of our value comes from no pain, no gain, it is a Dooley. That's pretty promising. A lot of our value comes from no pain, no gain, and not from a permanent board effect like augmented weaponry. Pivoting is very hard, and that's why, like, I don't think that this kind of build will remain like this. I feel like no pain, no gain is going to get changed in a way. It's a little bit scarier. They went for 4,000 HP. They have coolant leak. They have freaking coolant leak and the air conditioner. And toxins and corrosive toxins. Oh my god. Okay, well, obviously, if they have Pierre Conditioner, stacked HP, and ran corrosive toxins, you're not going to beat them then. But that's where my real problem with this patch lies. Corrosive toxins should have never been added to the game. That is true. Corrosive toxins is just, in my opinion, maybe the worst choice that they have made. It needs to be tweaked in the way it's whenever you poison, reduce all enemy weapons damage by, like, what is it here? Corrosive. When you poison an enemy weapons lose 9 damage. When you poison once a second, that's stupid. That's stupid. And anyone would be able to tell you that. So that's why that one's the one that's the biggest confusion to me, because they added it last patch. It's not like they forgot about it. They added it last patch. Bloodhound is incredible. There it is. Whenever you poison enemy weapons, I know that's at diamond. At silver, it's 3, and frankly, 3 is still too high. I think that it could be 1 at gold and 2 at diamond, and it would maybe still not have been a good choice to add to the game. I'm taking Bloodhound. When your opponent falls below half health, charge all your items 3 seconds. That's incredible for us. And then I guess we just say F and go for this. All right, Veteran Octopus. Corrosive Toxins. I will say, believe it or not, this may sound like cope. Without Corrosive Toxins, we would have actually still won that fight, which is crazy to me. It looked like we shouldn't have won that fight at all. But I actually do think without Corrosive Toxins, somehow they got relatively close to dying, considering how quickly they made all of my weapons do 0 damage. Like, I think it's okay for Poison to have a way to interface with these builds, but it could be a diamond skill, and it could reduce it by 1, and I think that that's still worth taking in a lot of situations, which is crazy. But what I would probably rather see is, like, Corrosive Toxins be like, whenever you poison, enemy weapons get slowed, which, to be clear, is also very busted. But it's also very busted. It's very busted in a very fun way that you opens up a new build, right? Like, that would have to be like a gold or diamond skill for sure, though. I'm going to actually take the damage and I'm going to slap it on to this. Tiny Cutlass is very good. But I don't know if it is going to make it to the board.
If I don't have what
If we can find
I'll
Figurehead,
help you find who does.
we would slot that in. Swashbuckle? I don't know if we have enough crit for that to be worth it. Adjacent items have 25% more crit chance and do bonus damage equal to their crit chance. So throwing knives can proc itself now. Again, like, it's what a whirlwind this has been. Whenever you crit, charge this a second. It does mean that it can proc itself, though, if it crits. So there's something interesting with that, for sure. Like, the Fiery Cutlass has the 31. Like, I don't know. I think I grab it, but I'm probably going to end up regretting it. HP? In what situation is my HP honestly going to be the difference? Very few. If we get one shot, if it's like a pig that's going for a one-shot build, but they didn't scale it very well, and I could somehow survive a hit, that's not like a crit. And I know that sounds very niche, but on this patch, that's not that niche. That's what many pigs are doing, is going for, like, Beast of Burden and stuff like that. And therefore, there's like a, well, can you live one hit of that? That actually ends up being a difference maker in a lot of situations. I'm going to take the health. It's Dooley. All right, if I see corrosive toxins, I'm going to lose my mind.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
Do I see corrosive toxins? I do not see corrosive toxins. I do see the start of round shield upgrade, which is scary to see. And I definitely see some poison on my face. I do not like seeing any of that. Unfortunate. That start of round shielding is actually a pretty big deal. They're running a very defensive board. That's interesting. See, there you don't see that a lot, and unfortunately, I do get smacked by it now. Because they're running the most defensive version of that I've seen. I think that they might have had 4 shield items. And with the numbers they had on it, it must have been... They must have had, whenever your enemy uses a weapon, increase shield by X or whatever. Shield by 3 or whatever. That must be the case. I'm going to go ahead and make this deadly. So that's unfortunate. Most Monitor Lizard builds don't do that. So, like, hats off to that guy. Now that we went for deadly, I do think we...
My people need me.
Now that we went for deadly, I guess we do just go for this. It does mean that Swashbuckle could actually become, like, a really good choice again. 311 with a 100% chance to crit. Fiery Cutlass, getting the double crit damage with this is probably the answer as well. Enchant an item with a shield effect? I don't really care. What is Swashbuckle? Swashbuckle. You cannot give it shielded. Okay, well, throwing knives give you 8 shield. Okay. I feel like I remember Bola's giving you a decent amount. 80. Revolver gives you 20. That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know why. Bola's is always a great enchant target for this stuff. I don't know why. I could check some diamond items. I think it's more the chance of getting something really cool here is... Okay, that's quite an interesting thing to see. I don't think we can afford it. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. It's not happening. 16, we could get a powder fly. I'm not really interested in that. Yo, cannonade. All right, this should be really good. Yep. God, if we just didn't get freaking corrosive toxins, we wouldn't have had to fight that other fight. That does stink. 2 regen per ammo item you have. That's something. Could try and fish for a weapon, but I think I would rather do this to guaranteed get a level up. Okay, well, I didn't know we were going to be fighting a monster there. Curio might be the better call. Nah. What if we get something really cool? Okay. Well, what if I get Adaptive Ordnance again? Parting Shot would be good if we can get that.
Was that even a battle? Haha. Now this will inspire the crew.
Sure. All right. Damage up, we take those. You know, this is just guaranteed to crit. That's the safest target, probably, right now. It's another Dooley. Don't show me corrosive toxins, and don't show me a start of round freeze effect, and we're probably good. Most Dooleys do not run shields. I do... Ah! Okay, they have corrosive toxins, but they're not running Monitor Lizard. So that's the benefit in my favor. but they are running corrosive toxins. Oh my god, man. Yeah, it's Burn Dooley's scary.
Each bounty gets us closer to victory.
We did it. We did it despite all... I mean, frankly, it is wild. I do think corrosive toxins is very, very frightening. I'm like... to be clear, hands in the air, I want Monitor Lizard nerfed too, okay? I want Monitor Lizard nerfed too. More or less, I would actually rather... I want Monitor Lizard to be changed to be in a consistent theming with the other stuff. They already mentioned that they just forgot. Or not forgot, but like, they didn't have time to get to everything, and that just was lower on the list at the time, which makes sense. People were screaming about pufferfish. But... yeah, it's going to need to get changed in a similar way where it gets the on blank do charge. I wonder if they're going to do something that's different than pufferfish, or if it's going to be literally just the same where it's like, it's just Dooley's pufferfish again? I don't know. We'll see. I want that nerfed. I think rays are a bit overtuned. I think at least one of them needs to go back to silver. My hunch would be maybe beta ray needs to go to silver. The freeze one, like, it's just too consistent, and it's such a good activator for everything that it should be a little bit harder to find. Those are my takes on that. That being said, corrosive toxins is just not a well-considered skill for anyone, because I know that in runs where I have ever taken corrosive toxins, I'm not happy to take it either, because you get, 50% of your fights maybe, it does nothing. Which makes it a bad skill. It's an unfun skill to play against, and an unfun skill to play with, because if you're in a fight where there's no weapons, it's useless. If you're in a fight where there's weapons, there's a chance that just having that one skill makes the thing that they've worked all game for do 0 damage, which is just like I don't know. It's a balance that's going to be really, really hard for them to get right. The number on that has to be really low, but my personal hope is that they kind of just change the effect, frankly. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be fine with a number tweak down, or like a rarity increase and a number tweak down. But it's just like, it's one of those rare ones that just doesn't feel good when you take it either, right? Like, if I did a run and I took it, you better believe that I'm fighting only, poison or fire dualies that don't have a single weapon, right? And that sucks too. Then you're like, well, great, I wasted $24. But, so, I hope that gets changed more than anything. Because it's a design concern I have more than a balance one. But, alas, there are answers to dualies in this meta. Obviously, Dooley can do some things to respond in kind, like it's going to adapt while we still deal with this patch for a bit. Like, I shouldn't put this into the atmosphere, but like, if you want to see as Dooley how to counter this, you have a couple options that you saw in this run as well. Most people are not running those versions of Rays or Monitor Lizard. Most people who are dualies are not running those versions that did counter us, but you could, right? If this became prevalent, it's just going to be this kind of back and forth, right? Scaling versus aggro, it's going to be a push and pull forever. That's just how balance goes. Alas, that is that. It's going to do it here for today for the Bazaar. Thank you for watching. Check out the channel. More Bazaar every single day as long as you guys continue to support it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.